Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to an adventure in the Forgotten Realms. Our pack one pick one is Hive of the Eye Tyrant, a great, what do they call it, manland in black. So definitely something that I am interested in. Wizard class, Skullport, Merchant are also good cards. And in the commons, I'm mainly looking at Ambush, um, Improvised Weaponry, and Contact can be okay. Um, general consensus seems to be that blue is the weakest color in the set. I don't know how true that is, but I'm happy to take the rare here and move on. Alright, lots of white in the pack. The white rare is still here. All of the uncommons are here, so someone took a common here over all of these cards. Not quite sure what common really jumped out to them. But here the rare jumps out to me. Dancing Sword seems pretty incredible. It's a 2-mana equipment, gives +2/+1, which is a good stat line. It only equips for 1, which is the other thing about equipments, is the equip cost. And then when the equipped creature dies, you may have Dancing Sword become a 2/1 flyer with Ward 1. So it's an equipment that turns into a annoying flyer, and I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best card in the pack, and I do think Burning Hands is also worth consideration. Rust Monster, Minimus Containment, all these cards are fine, but we'll see what comes around. I'm happy to take another rare here. And then it is pick 3. We've got Divine Smite. Nothing too exciting, more of a sideboard card. There's Trelisara, which is amazing, but only in one specific deck. Otherwise, it is pretty much unplayable. And then Devoted Paladin is medium. It's a 4/4 that pumps your team, gives them vigilance, which can be okay. Thieves' Tools can also be okay. We've already got one equipment, so I'm a bit leaning away from that one. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting pack here. I think I am going to take Trell, and if white-green is open, then I will gladly move in. Otherwise, I will keep my options available. So, Thieves' Tool is the only black card in the pack. Color distribution should be relatively even, so the fact that all the black is gone is a bit worrisome. True Polymorph is still here. It's a rare. It's definitely a decent one. Turning a treasure into your opponent's best creature instantly, which can be a surprise block and a 2-for-1 and things like that. So I do think the card is playable. However, with Dancing Sword and Trell, I think I'd like to lean towards white-green Lifegain deck. And if I'm leaning that way, then Dawnbringer Cleric is a perfect 2-drop. So let's take that and move on. We are holding up the draft a little bit, as is tradition. Wild Shape can be okay. It's not super exciting. Arborea Pegasus is medium. These other artifacts here are pretty medium as well. I guess Pit Trap's probably the best one. Sylvan Shepherd, it does gain us life, but only if it can attack well. I guess the swords could let it attack better. Otherwise, a Vigilance 2/3 for 3 that can gain life once. I mean, it's not exciting at all. Is the flyer better? Maybe. I don't know. I probably should have took the flyer just to stay all in white. Although now we see Lurking Roper, which is another white-green Lifegain card. It's a 3 mana 4/5, which is really good stats, but the catch is it doesn't untap unless you gain life. Um, if we can gain life, which we already have 2 cards that do gain life, then it's a great card. So we'll take it and see if we can't make this thing happen. Half-Elf Monk and Veteran Dungeoneer, also serviceable 4-drops, but nothing I would pick over Roper. Alright, so finally seeing some black in Warlock class and Shambling Ghast, 2 black 1-drops that I've been pretty fond of. I think both are great cards. However, there's another Dawnbringer Cleric here. Pick 7. I think it's a great white true drop, and it's still here, which makes me want to take it. So let's do that. We've kind of moved out of black, and we're leaving black open for other people, and we're going to try to cement ourselves as the white-green Lifegain deck with a purple worm pickup on pick 8. It's a 7 mana 8/7, but if a creature died this turn, it's a 5 mana 8/7, and it has ward 2, so it can be a bit annoying for opponents to kill, and something that I'm relatively happy picking up here. Okay, this is our first pack, so not much here to really speak of with regards to our white-green Lifegain deck. I am having a hard time remembering if there was good stuff in the pack for us that we are fighting someone over. But I think let's let Zombie Ogre get auto-selected and move on. Alright, so I'll take a half-elf monk. I think I'm fine with that. There's another wild shape here, but again, not really that interested in the card. It is nice as a pseudo Snakeskin Veil, but the thing about Snakeskin Veil is it leaves a counter on your creature, and Wild Shape does not do that. So I do think Beholder's a little bit better than Bullet, but I'd like to kind of I'd like to. Okay, we're auto-selecting a card. It disappeared somehow. So, Wizards, come on. We're bugged here a little bit. That's okay. I think we're gonna try to be white-green Lifegain, and hopefully we can get there. We've got 10 cards, and we just need about 13 more. Of course, now we see incredible black cards. There's a rare, it's red. So for us, it's either Containment or Hunter. I like both cards. We might find ourselves lacking removal if we're playing green. So I'm leaning towards Containment over Hunter, but having 2 drops is pretty crucial in this format. Thankfully, we already have 3, arguably 4. Black may be open in this direction. We could take Power Word Kill, which is an amazing card, obviously, but I think we shouldn't because black was so cut off in the other direction. In this direction, we may have some trouble, but we just found one of our key pieces for the deck, Druid class, which allows us to gain life anytime a land enters the battlefield, which, if we play our cards right, could be every turn, getting some life gain synergies for our cards. We'd really like to pick up some more unicorns. Hopefully we see some unicorns in this pack. But here I'm going to take Druid class and be quite happy with it. And the rares, Orb of Dragonkind, nothing good for us. Wizard class is definitely playable. Warlock class is definitely playable. But they're a bit away from our colors here, so are we just going to take another Sylvan Shepherd as a way to gain more life? Or do we want to take Devoted Paladin as some top end? Um, it seems to me like we're fighting over white the most, so I will take the Paladin and probably wheel the Shepherd. Alright, here is another bomb card for us. Prosperous Innkeeper is another way to potentially enable some life gain every turn. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, we gain 1 life under our control. So it also makes a treasure. It basically costs you a green mana, and it's quite strong, especially in this deck, and we are super happy to take it here. And then, oh man, I wish they had split this up a little bit, because we get our first unicorn, but we also get another Trell. And I think Trell may be just that much better than the unicorn because of the Scry 1 on it, that I have to take it here. But it's definitely tough. I mean, it is legendary, but I've been watching a lot of Croaky's lately, and his kind of philosophy on the legendary rule is, you know, would you rather have 2 of the card in your hand or 0? And I'd rather have 2 Trells in my hand, because opponent's probably going to remove 1, than never drawing any Trells. So I'm happy to take a second one, even though it is legendary. So some really good red cards wheeling here. Well, Valor Singer is a decent red common, sorry. There are some good black cards as well. I think we're just so far off of it at this point that, whoops, we really should have just taken the green enchantment, although I think it's pretty unplayable, and I probably wouldn't have played it. Alright, here's a decision. So we've got Lurking Roper, a 4/5 for 3 that untaps in our deck fairly decently. We've also got Spoils of the Hunt, our first bite spell, and our second removal spell. Do we think it's better than Roper? I don't know. But maybe we'll... Whoa. What just happened? Not sure what happened there. Our picks seem to be bugged here. We picked Contact Other Plane. Not quite sure what happened there. I wasn't sure if there was anything else in that pack that we could have taken. It wouldn't let me choose. Okay, anyway, black super open with Grim Wanderer coming around this late. I mean, I guess I'm taking the 3-drop over it, but it's quite interesting that one of the best colors in the pack is so open in this direction. I do think it's cut off in the other direction, though. Alright, so we only need a few more cards to fill out our deck. We have a pretty decent white-green life gain deck. We would really like probably 2 more unicorns, and then I would be pretty happy with our deck. Hopefully we get at least 1 more unicorn, but having a priest come around is super awesome. This card is good. It draws you a card, and it enables all of your stuff. So happy to take that here. Okay. Alright, we've got a kind of a cool pick here. So we have a 2-drop, which is super premium in the set. We've also got Meeting in a Tavern, which is really good. Helps you draw a creature when you need it, or helps you buff your creatures when you don't. There is Portable Hole, which is incredible. But there is also Ivecna, which does have a downside of hurting you, but in a life gain deck, we can kind of afford to do this, and maybe this is kind of the key piece that we need to get ahead in our otherwise medium level deck. So, do we want the Roper? Or do we want another unconditional removal spell? I think the choice is clear. So, Potion of Healing is definitely something that we want. Owlbear is an incredible card. Steadfast Paladin, a 2/2 lifelinker, is amazing in the deck, this deck specifically. It's definitely between Owlbear and Paladin for me. And I think it just has to be Paladin. 2-drops are just super key in this format. Owlbear isn't that much better than Devoted Paladin. But there's also Inspiring Bard here, another life gainer. So we've got tons of life gain. We just don't have that many ways of profiting off of it. Here's Wandering Troubadour, a venturer, and a pretty good one at that. We don't have much other venture here, so I'm a little bit off of it. But I think it might do good work. It's also a 4/2 for 4, which could be good. The other card I'm considering is Planar Ally, but I don't think I need it. Alright, so Cleric class is pretty good for us. It doesn't enable life gain, which is what I don't like about it, besides level 3. But it makes life gain better, which we're doing anyway. And then if you can get level 2, now we've kind of turned all of our creatures into Trellisaras, right? So Cleric class is a great pickup here. And I think that'll round out the deck. We've got 23 cards. I think we will end up playing 17 lands. And this looks like a good stack. So I'm not too upset with what we've done. I think maybe we could have gotten some better stuff, but all in all, I am pretty happy. Alright, so Ranger's Hawk or meeting in a tavern. I think I'll meet. We'll see how that goes. I'd actually play a Ranger's Longbow. I didn't end up with much, if any, flyers or reach, so having a way to deal with flyers besides our removal spells could be key. So we will have to make 2 cuts. 16 creatures seems pretty decent. No real instants or sorceries to speak of. Alright, so for creatures, we have 6 2-drops, which seems like a good number. We've got 5 3s, 5 3s, 3 4s, 1 5, 1 6. And not that much in the sideboard. So, 16 creatures. Do we want to cut a creature? Maybe. If we did, which one would we cut? Maybe the Shepherd. Maybe the Circle. Direwolf Prowler could be cuttable. We've got 2 classes to sink mana into. So let's cut the Prowler. And leave the rest of the creatures, 15 of them. And then the non-creatures, we'll have to cut one of these as well. We could cut Cleric class, no. Dancing Sword, no. Druid class, no. Longbow, maybe. I like the Eye of Vecna. So between Longbow or Meet in a Tavern, which do we like better? We have a good amount of creatures. If Meet in a Tavern goes and gets 2 creatures, it's kind of our only source of card advantage besides leveling up the classes. So I kind of want to keep that. And then on the other hand, Ranger's Longbow is a great equipment for our deck, and it helps to kind of fill in the gap, which is blocking flyers. We only have one 5-drop or one 6-drop. The rest of the cards are all 4 or less, with 10 2-mana plays. The average card mana cost in our deck is 2.9. So really, if we only have 3 lands in a game, we can still at least do one good spell every turn. I may just cut a forest here. We have a pretty even distribution and a pretty low curve. So that'll be the deck. I literally uploaded a video, my first video for Adventures in Forgotten Realms was a green-white Lifegain deck with Eye of Vecna, and it's honestly pretty strange that we're doing the exact same thing. Let's let Huatli lead us to victory. And let's run it. So, if you've made it this far, you've made it through the draft and the deck build, and you plan to stay around for game 1, that means you're one of the real ones, and I really appreciate it. Most people do not stay that long, so you know, I definitely appreciate your support. Even just by viewing the video, you're helping me out a lot. But if you are feeling charitable, I would really appreciate thumbs up, subscribes, comments, and all the other YouTube engagement just to help other people see my stuff. We've got a keeper here. I will hold the cleric as long as possible. That's a scary one. Do we want to drop the eye, or do we want to drop the sword? Or the cleric. So if we drop the cleric, it's a 1/3. Next turn it could be a 3/4 attacking. If we play sword and equip, that could be decent. And we've still got the priest for life gain enabling. We could also just drop Eye of Vecna here, which would draw us another card and potentially give us a better play next turn. But then I'm worried that we're going to start taking too much damage. Then again, we can't really block this card with Cleric because they will just pay 2 and kill our Cleric. So, yeah, let's play the Vecna. Alright, Trell is obviously an amazing pickup. I wish we had had it one turn earlier so we could have played it, but that's okay. We're going to decline. I'd like to go Trell into Cleric. So, if we're saving the Priest to also trigger Trell, it's clear the pick here is, or the play here is Sylvan Shepherd. We will block the Soul Knife Spy if they attack, and if they have a combat trick or some sort of interaction, then so be it. Opponent was on the play with a 2-drop and a 3-drop, whereas we did not play a 2-drop creature. So they're definitely ahead. Thankfully we can block here. Nice. We will decline the Eye of Vecna for quite a while. Unfortunately, we cannot do Trell and life gain in the same turn because of the kind of white screw going on here. But I need to get it out of my hand. Would playing the cleric help at all? Not really. Would playing containment on Ogre be good? It would stop him from treasuring. And if I'm white limited anyway, we're not going to be able to do that and something else. And it would prevent 3 damage, whereas playing Trell and Ranger's Longbow, I'm taking 5 next turn. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. It does give him 1 treasure, but it's better than 2 every turn. Drawing a Plains here would be amazing to go Trell into Priest. That's probably the best draw for us right now, is Plains. Do we want to hurt ourselves to try to draw it? I'm not sure about that one. Okay. Again, a bit of an awkward draw, but I think Lurking Roper is just a great card here to be a strong blocker for them. And I don't plan on attacking with it, so I'm fine just running it out here. But I would really, really love to draw Plains. I think if we draw Plains, this game is going to turn around, and if we don't, then we're going to be hanging on by a thread. Yep. Quite unfortunate here. Quite unfortunate. Let's just get the trail out so we can start scrying next turn, I think. The Roper is a good enough blocker. If he attacks all, then, I don't know. You know, we can block the 4-3, block a 1-1, and take 6. It's not ideal, but I think that's what I have to do. So, opponent can actually pump everything with Battlecry Goblin. Ah, man. That might seal the deal on us. He's gonna pump the whole team. We're just dead. Yeah. Wow. Opponent just destroyed us. We got hung up on mana, and we certainly paid for it. So maybe we should have just dropped the Priest. Or maybe not played the Eye. Maybe played Trell first. Or no, never mind. Whatever. No need to worry about it. Let's just keep going. Bit awkward having both Trells, but that's okay. Would really appreciate lands. Just 1 or 2 would be cool. Sweet. Another Plains, and then I'm pretty good on lands. Will we trade for the life gainer? It looks like we're in a mirror match here, so maybe. Ooh, opponent also attacked with a 1-1, so we probably shouldn't have blocked this. Because we knew, I mean, he was kind of kind of yelling it in our face, hey, I have a combat trick here. Whenever we gain life, put a, okay. So 2-4 is a little better than a 2-3, but if we can get some life gain next turn with another Trell, then we'll be in business. So we'll see if the Shepherd can do it. So if he pays for that, we block the Paladin, he gets one more counter on the Monk. I think that's okay. Alright, let's get our other Trell out and our Paladin. So now every time we gain life, we actually get paid off. We won't just throw away the Shepherd though. So it makes sense for him to pay it and attack all, and then when the things trade, the bullet grows, you know? But I will get a Paladin for free if he did that, and he chooses not to do that. So if I can containment on the bullet, I can get a pretty good attack in. But I could just play Monk. Okay, what happens? So I containment the bullet. He's got 2-2 and 2-2. I attack. This becomes a 3-3. He could double block it. So we don't attack with Trell, we just attack with Shepherd and Paladin. He can either double block Shepherd or trade Paladin. He probably double blocks Shepherd. So we end up with a 4-4 Trell on defense, and opponent loses one of his creatures, and the bullet is gone. The other option is playing Monk, not attacking, then next turn tapping down the bullet and doing the same thing, but also having containment for the next big thing. So yeah, I think that's right. Let's let him get one more turn here. Opponent's getting a little impatient, but I think it was worth thinking out. Double Monks of the open hand. Interesting. I've got a 1-4 on defense now, so I'm pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't. Well, I guess I can still containment one and tap the other. And then when Shepherd attacks, they can chump with Disciple, or well, you know, kind of wall it off with the Disciple. Okay, you're gonna give me a free 2-2 just to gain life and put one counter on something and gain a counter on your bullet. I think I'll take that trade. You know, I have to block it. If I let it go, then he's just gonna get the counter anyway. Oh, he puts it on bullet. So this is amazing for us now, because we can remove bullet, then tap down this, then attack. We don't want to have Trell be double blocked. And now we are gaining life and scrying away lands. Opponent decides to trade. life. Gets rid of his cards. We can scry another land to the bottom. Now we've got a 4/4. Opponent is able to get back something from his graveyard and gain a little life, and then put one more counter. He probably should have sacked the bullet in order to get that back. Okay, not quite sure how he's responding to his own ability. Okay, yeah, we just don't cast anything and he can't do it. Yeah, the way that the stack works, if you put an ability out there, you can't then do something else unless I have responded. Your ability goes through. So, yeah, opponent making a bit of a mistake there. And so now we tap the 4/4. And we've got pretty good attacks. I'm fine trading Paladin for Shepherd, I think. Just to grow the Trello out of range. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, that could be good. We could have attacked with the monk and then tapped while attacking. Opponent then would be able to gain 2 life for free from the Paladin, so he has to decide now whether to trade Paladin for Shepherd. It's up to him. I've got Lifegain synergies. He's got Lifegain synergies. Yeah. Not quite sure what Dragon's Disciple is doing here. He might have a dragon. Okay, chooses not to block. I think that's the worst of the two choices. Opponent says, "Oops." Let's just drop another creature. So if we are equipping the longbow next turn, Trell may get incredibly out of reach for the opponent. I'd like to see what we draw off Eye of Vecna first. Okay, it's a forest, so that will still allow us to equip, but that wouldn't let us tap. And I think we do need to tap. We'll just do the same thing. Do we want to trade the 4/2 for the 2/2 instead and know that we're going to keep the Shepherd around? No. I'm cool with this. Sure. I'll meet in a tavern. Okay, so opponent realizes that he does have to block and trades the Paladin for the Shepherd. He can put a counter on Dragon's Disciple, but that doesn't really do anything. We can get the bow out, and then we can start paying 2 to draw extra cards, and we can meet in a tavern to draw some extra cards. I think life is good here. Opponent feels like they have to attack with the monk, but now that means that we can just keep doing this kind of stuff. Alright. So, now we can get in for a huge swing. If we meet in a tavern, attack all, and then tap the disciple while attacking, we hit him for 8 plus 3 plus 6, which is 17 damage. So that seems pretty good. We could also use this to draw, but we can draw off the Vecna. Opponent is now at 3 life. We have 3 lethal threats here. Ooh, green dragon. So here's his dragon. But I don't think it's going to be good enough. If we attack and tap with the half-elf monk again, then we win. He has to keep everything back. Nope, that's a game-losing play there. Okay, yep. Come on, bro. There's nothing you can do. And we can even kill his cleric class if we wanted to. Let's go ahead and do that, just in case he has something I'm not thinking of. I guess we could shoot, you know what? I think we messed up. I think that we can't actually kill him this turn. But we can make it so he trades a 4-4 for the 4-2 and chumps with the other 4-4. So he's basically going to lose. We just kind of gave him an extra turn. That was pretty bad. We should have just equipped longbow onto monk, attacked all, tapped 1, and we would have won. But that's okay. We still win anyway. We just wanted to be flashy for no reason. So a pretty convincing win over an opposing green-white Lifegain deck. Let's move on to the next one. Pretty sweet hand. Opponent is Send Triplets, which is a pretty famous commander card. Opponent is blue-white, and they've played Pixie Guide. We can drop Shepherd. But I like getting the Trell out now, gaining the life while we can, and scrying towards second planes. Sweet, there it is. And then we can play the monk after that, or the spoils. Opponent's just gonna gain 2 life. Okay. So, pretty good attack here. We can use spoils to clear the pixie guide, gaining us more life. Or we could just attack with the 3/3 and play the monk. Kind of like that. Trell's already doing work. We don't necessarily need to pump her to maximum right away. Let's be mana efficient, use our 4-drop now. And then maybe if we draw a land, we can go tap and play spoils or something like that. Okay. So they've got a 2/5, which does block us decently well. We can't kill it with spoils. We could tap it, make the same attack, but then we're not really doing much. We could containment, but it's not that scary of a card either. We could... I think it's either tapping it or containing it. Containing it lets us push 1 extra damage. Tapping it let's go with the containment. Then let's attack with Trell for sure. Half-Elf Monk can get in a free attack. And then Paladin, again, would get double blocked. Is it worth throwing away just to gain an extra counter and scry on Trell? Probably not. Okay, so we can tap and spoils this turn, or we could play Devoted Paladin. Devoted Paladin would turn 3/3, 4/4, and 2/5. 4/4 would be pretty good, but they could put all of their blockers on it. Then we'd just be trading for a Clever Conjurer, which seems kind of bad. So let's tap the Conjurer. Let's just get the 3 damage in again and play the Shepherd, I guess. And then next turn, Paladin is really strong. Opponent bounces my Trell. How dare you? need to play it out before we make the paladin attack again. And then... Gosh, what do we do here? Unfortunately... Okay, well, okay. Attacking with Shepherd will gain Trell life, and then whatever they block with, if they decide to double block with 1-3-2-3, or if they block with Air Cult, we can kill it with Spoils. And we get to Scry. So let's go for it. Yeah, Purple Worm seems good. Okay, opponent is thinking, deciding to do something like this. Alright, let's kill the Air Cult and leave him the rest of this trash. Next turn, we can play Paladin, attack all, and see how that goes. Opponent plays +2 mace. If he equips it on the Conjurer, that could be annoying. We may have to spend our mana tapping it instead. Okay, does not equip it. Alright, I think it's time. Let's go for this. So opponent can... Maybe we shouldn't have attacked with the monk. But if he puts literally all of his creatures on the monk, then we're getting in 7 damage. Okay. Not the best trade, but I think we had to get aggressive at some point. Opponent is blue-white after all. Do we care about venturing? I mean, I guess if we venture into the aggressive dungeon, we could potentially mess with the opponent. We could also bottom that, but I think it's one of our only, we only have 1 5-drop, 1 6-drop. And I think it's good enough to keep. It turns all of our lands into something that actually, cards that actually do something, instead of just terrible draws. So I will take it, but I'll probably try to get the worm out next turn if possible. So we can tap Cleric, attack with 4/4, play Troop. Next. That sucked. Alright, we can't tap and play Purple Worm. If we tap the 3/5, are we okay trading 4/4? Are we okay trading a 4/4 for a 2/3 flyer? Probably not. Not unless we want to play the worm. I think we can just instead play Innkeeper and tap on his end step and then have a double tap next turn. Try to push that last damage in. And if opponent, kills our monk or something like that, then we can just drop the worm next turn with the treasure. So I think it was probably the best move there. Okay, opponent is holding one card. Not sure why, but let's do the thing that we were talking about. And then we can attack with the paladin. If we attack with the other they're both paladins. If we attack with the 2/2, then he could put both pixie guides on it, but then he'd be going down to 2 life. If he goes down to 2 life, then the venturing is good, but we also just used our last venture card. Do we have way to deal 2 damage? I guess the dancing sword, but he's got a bunch of flyers. No, we don't have a way to deal 2 damage, do we? Alright, so let's just get him chumping then. When he chumps with 1 pixie guide, that way when we do it again... Oh, okay. So True Polymorph was his card? Well, here's my worm. Hopefully the Ward 2 comes in handy. Not sure. Ooh, that was awesome draw. Alright. Let's go. I have Vecna. Come on. Draw me some cards. Ooh. Dawnbringer Cleric. Does this do anything? No. It only just gains its life. We don't have any life gain payoffs yet, so we could honestly hold it. Let's go ahead and tap the Pegasus and attack with the worm. We're attacking the Pegasus just in case opponent has some combination of combat tricks to block all and make a dumb block for us. Is it worth it to play Cleric? Probably not. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional of me, but I really had to do a bio break. A bio break, as they say. So, I guess we're just attacking now with this and tapping the Pegasus, and this is just kind of what we do every turn until we win. Double block the Pixie. Does he have deal 5 damage to target a attacking creature? Wow. Alright, I think I will play the Cleric now. Well, blue is the enchantment color, and white is as well. I could kill a Minimus Containment or Charm Sleep with it, so let's just keep holding it. Monka will still win us this game. Easily. I have Vecna as well. Like, we're still incredibly ahead. And those were 2 amazing draws. Honestly, we don't even need to play anything. But we will. Just for shit and gigs. Yep. I don't think there's a sweeper in the format. I can't think of one anyway, besides Orcus. So, it's hard to get punished for playing out unless you're up against specifically black-red. Anyway, if you stuck with me through all of this, you're the realest of the real. And so you already know what to do. I appreciate it, and you are loved. Sick hand. Hopefully we draw either a 3-drop to bridge the gap here, or a land, or both. I'd also take a low mana cost enabler for Trell, like the Cleric or Druid class. But if you have Forest, Plains, Trell in your opening hand, and you're playing green-white Lifegain, you pretty much keep every time. Opposing Teferi has gone down to 5. Feels bad. Alright, here's the spot where drawing a 3-mana play would be sick. Wow, another mirror match. Weird. Gonna attack into opponent's deal 5 to attacking creature. If he has it, he's gonna use it. We might as well just get it out of his hand. He didn't have it. We didn't have a 3-drop. It's a bit awkward. It happens. Nice. Lurking Roper. Definitely a brick wall for us. So let's get the monk out and start tapping his wall, which is extremely effective against the Roper because it doesn't untap very well. And then we happen to be in another spot where one of our like 5 or 6 3-drops would be sweet here. Opponent says, oops. Ah, yes, you should have attacked first with the Roper. It happens. It happens. Alright, cool. So we drew a little cheap guy to play. So cleric first. Cleric class. Blah 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 blah. This class becomes level 3. Sure. You can keep that on top. Then we will all attack and tap with Monk on Roper. Opponent can't block, and we deal 4 damage. And we have a good blocker for the Priest. So life is good. Next turn we're going to play Cleric class. Then we may meet in a tavern or play the Bard. We'll see. Let's go ahead and drop the class. Then do you want to drop the Bard or look at the top 5 cards, reveal any number of creature cards among them? Kind of like getting the 3/3 out, but maybe drawing cards while we're not under pressure is also good. I'm not sure. We could just also pay for the Cleric class, and then next turn use Bard gaining life to put counters on the Monk. I don't know. I think just pushing like our advantage now while we have it is going to be really good for us. And at this point I'll trade 1 damage for 2 damage. So we have another 2 blockers for the Priest anyway. Yeah, life's good. I'm sure he has ways to untap the Roper. It also looks like opponent's a bit mana screwed. So, you know, he did mull to 5. Super unfortunate. Man, I could just meet in a tavern, making a 3, 3, and 5 damage. That is lethal, and I could tap Priest after I attack. He would have to chump with the Shepherd, which is his way to untap the Roper. Ugh, that's so brutal. Because that Shepherd was going to be his, you know, plan to get the Roper back, and now it's just not going to work. He's going to have to make more awkward blocks. We did kind of throw away our card advantage, but because we have the Cleric class, I'm feeling confident about it. Alright, the Basilisk just doesn't do anything against our Monk, so let's attack all. Tap the Baz. Opponent has to jump. And we'll just continue adding to the board. I think this game is over. Okay, he can gain life and untap the Roper if he goes down Mad Mage right now. Sick. Let's get out our Vecna Eye. Alright, so what happens if we just attack all? I think we win, right? Yeah. GG's. Or no. Okay. No, we don't win yet. Wow. I don't know why. I thought opponent was at 2. I think I was tripping. Man, that was a pretty bad attack, huh? We still win, though? GG. Could have also ventured for the last point of life. I did, but I mean, opponent was flooded, or screwed, so it kind of takes the fun out of it. It would have been a sweet game if opponent had mana. Alright, 3-1 with eyeing Lifegain again. Alright, so this is a bit of a risky one. Opponent's going first, and Eye of Vecna is our 2-drop, so we're already going to be down a little bit. If we're in another green-white Lifegain mirror match, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip out. Wow. That's incredible. And opponent's got the Innkeeper, so I am honestly scared. Decline and play our 3-drop. No Lifegain payoffs so far, which is definitely good for us. The Roper also acting as a solid wall for the opponent. And he goes into Fandelver, so he gains life on the 3rd venture. Alright, so Spoils is pretty good with the Roper, but I think I will just be mana efficient here, play my 4-drop, and pass. Alright, opponent's got a 7/6. He's gained a lot of life, but he hasn't really gained anything from it at this point. And unfortunately we don't have a play to play the worm cheap besides just throwing away a creature, and I'm not going to do that. So if we plan to tap Gorger on the opponent's turn, then we can either keep up Spoils or just play Cleric to just gain 2 life. So maybe we should have actually paid for the Eye of Vecna. I'm going to keep up Spoils and pass the turn. And before opponent can go to attackers, I will tap the Horde Gorger. Opponent can do nothing, and then plays Trell, which seems like a good thing to kill. We we should have killed it in response to the Innkeeper trigger, which is my bad. Opponent still gets to scry, whereas before they wouldn't have been able to scry. And they just bottomed something. So, that was a misplay. Sure. Let's dig. Alright. Let's get those lands out of the way, huh? So, white-green, the only enchantments that he's going to have are classes. And I think he's just going wide enough now where the extra body on the board is relevant. Don't need to trade the Roper for the Death Toucher, though. Alright. That sucks. We literally just played out the Cleric, which was our way to get rid of the enchantment. I don't know if opponent was just soul raiding us or what, but that's pretty incredible of him. We're going to decline this time because we can just drop the Purple Worm fairly. Do we have another Dawnbringer Cleric in the deck? I think we do. So we could not use the treasure for Cleric class here, which I think is fine because it's not really useful anyway. So let's just pass with the 8-7. Are we going to block the 7-6 with our 8-7? I think we have to. And I think we also have to put the Roper on it, just in case. So, if we have 8 mana, we can pay 5 of that. So we actually do have the mana for this. Let's go for it. Nice. Okay. So this makes a big thing too. We can play this. Clear class as well. Alright, so opponent can attack all here if he wants. Alright, cool. Doesn't have anything, so we're going to leverage the classes to victory as well as the Eye of Vecna, which is kind of what our deck is designed to do. So this is actually pretty freaking sweet. We have 9, 10 mana, and we're going to pay 5 and make a land unavailable, so we're actually going to pay 6 for that. So then we can also pay 4 for this. I think we decline. Alright, Priest is cool too. But I think making the land is probably the best. And then obviously we can't attack yet. Let's just let's just play the priest too. Draw that card. Okay. Plains is a good blocker. So we'll just keep the innkeeper in hand. Keep the plains on D. Alright, no dollar, so we can make a goblin or a treasure right now. Go ahead. Makes a goblin, gain some life, whatever, man. Yeah, I think we're probably paying almost every turn now. And now we're finally gonna be getting this value as well. So I'm gonna put 1 on the roper. Do we want to just throw our planes away through the basilisk? Probably not. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna have some fat board states going on. Our 11-11 is tapped, opponent can't do anything about it. Alright, we do only have 17 cards left, so that is something to keep in mind. Probably shouldn't have kept that. Alright, the flying will be good here with the dancing sword. So let's put it on Shepherd. And then let's attack. You. Are we cool just trading the plains for the basilisk? I feel like the plains is our frickin' trump card, so no, we're not. We're gonna keep that back for now. Alright, we're gonna untap, pop this. Yeah, I don't actually want a forest. So we have to keep in mind our library, but I think the drawing extra card is gonna be key. Alright, let's kill the biggest thing. And then it's probably worth just I think we're worth just using the treasure at this point. Let's get back Purple Worm. And now we can start pumping the flyer. Sure. Alright. The flyer's gonna be key here. Yeah, let's go ahead. So we're really popping off here, obviously. Play the bow. So 6 better than 7. 7 worth playing the paladin now and leaving the roper tapped, or or do we want it untapped? Well, if we're attacking with Trelisara as well, then we may as well. Yeah, sure. I mean, we're at 36 life. I don't think we're afraid of being attacked back at this point. And the more the merrier, the more awkward blocks he has to make. We'll trade the frickin' 11-11 for the 1-2. Opponent decides to kill the worm instead, not sure why. Okay, opponent can venture to, what, drain me for 1? Fine with this. Still got plenty of cards. Now opponent's in a really, really awkward spot, so I think this game's over, and it was pretty much all due to the classes. So, we have beat 3 green-white Lifegain mirror matches in a row. That's just weird. And our loss was to blue-red goblins. Getting a good attack here. Play Moondruid or play Shepherd. Moondruid pushes more damage, so let's go with that, just in case we can get in a good attack with it. Shepherd really only lines up better against 2/2s. Alright, sweet. So we get in a good attack here with the 4/2. The 6 damage coming into the opponent. Alright, let's try and draw for the land here. We don't get it. It's unfortunate, but I think it was the right call to draw. I was going to say, opponent really needs to make a creature here. And we're gonna let him, and then we're gonna turn it into a treasure and get in 6 more damage. So we're being extremely aggressive because we are running out of lands here. Alright, Reaper's Talisman's pretty good. But if that's all he's got, we can beat that. What else you got? Alright, let's decline. Draw land. Alright, really? Okay. I feel that my best play was to draw a land naturally and then Inspiring Bard on the Moon Druid. Since I can't do that, I think I can just let opponent pay 3. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so 7. So he could do 3, 5. He can't do it next turn. So, God. Let's just play the frickin' Shepherd. And we could trade the 4-2. We could trade the 4-2. I don't think we have to, though. Not yet, anyway. Alright, so that's kind of exactly what we wanted to happen. Now, if opponent pays into the Druid class, we will kill it. If not, we will not. Let's go ahead and block. Not sure what other cards they have in their hand. Okay. Ventures again. Make a goblin. Cool. Chump blocker for me. That he can make Death Touch even. But he really wants that land, so he's going to pay into the Druid class. Alright, so if I was greedy here, I would pay and hope to get a land and play Cleric, but I'm going to decline and just play it safe. I don't want him to make that land because I can't do anything about it. I will eventually draw a land and then I'll be doing fine. And I think keeping the 4-2 around was the right call. Alright, sweet. It's getting a little tilted there, but we finally found our 4th land. Oh, Mina Tavern is gas for him. Wow, he gets 3 cards. Alright, so now we have a real game. Still really aren't drawing enough lands. gonna just push my frickin' like positional advantage, and hopefully I can leverage that along with a few lands, hopefully, to a victory. Like Lurking Roper here would be pretty good. So we could play Troubadour, which could scry one, right? That seems good. It trades with Owlbear when they equip it with the thing. So yeah, seems good. Ooh. So next turn, Spoils Cleric. Spoils can kill his Troubadour if we're afraid of that. We're afraid of the Venture. Maybe. But I really just wanted to land. But I think I have to keep it. Okay, let's see what he does. Probably just keeps equipping the Talisman and attacking. That's kind of what it does. It's a really great card. I think this is one of the mythical uncommons of the set. I'm going to take care not to hover over it so I don't remind the opponent. Okay, opponent doesn't have a combat trick for that, which is good. If his only creature is Troubadour, we can attack with both and hope he blocks at least one of them. He'd have two decent blocks, 4/2 for 3/3 and 2/1 for 1/1. Alright, now we can only attack with the 3/3. Again, I'm gonna have to decline. I feel like my life total's important here. So what are we gonna do? Alright, let's send it with the 3/3. See what happens. Alright, it's Roper time. Do we want to play a 1/3 that does nothing else but gain life? I guess we could kill a path, but how good are the paths for him at this point? He's just got as much mana as he'll ever need. No, let's save the Cleric. But really wishing we had one more mana here. So we're taking a big hit. We do have the spoils for it. He's got some play. So, I've got 6 mana. I don't feel like there's been many pauses. Now is our time to get the worm out, but if he has removal for the worm, then we're just dead. That's the power of the Reaper's Talisman. Let's just gain some life at this point. Probably best to do that. Damn. Mind rot. Well, it'll have Death Touch, right? So it'll kill both of my things. I guess no attacks. I don't know. Reaper's Talisman is so freaking strong. You basically just throw it on your creature, every creature, and attack every turn. So he gets another Venture here, which can deal 1 damage to me. Gonna have to start holding forests. Holding plains even. I can't use Eye of Vecna this game, which has sucked. He's gonna go into the Tomb of Asarak, probably. Oh, okay. Scrying is still good. Alright, so he just has lands. Alright, let's go for it. Wow. That Mind Rot was just killer. Holy crap, what does this do? If we can find one source of life gain, we can win the game right now. If we don't, opponent will have a 2/1 trampling death touch that drains us. He has to venture twice to kill us. So is it worth the risk? No. Maybe I should have played the plains. I don't know. I don't know if that'll matter or not. Yep. Alright, so this draw, we'll see if we would have won or would have lost. We would have drawn the longbow. Wow. That was a good game. That was awesome. Exacxes with 1 life remaining. So I think we did have the mana where if we would have gone for it, we could have equipped the bow. But wow, that was incredible. Incredible game. Alright, decent hand. We'll keep it. Hopefully opponent drops a early class that we can kill with the cleric. Otherwise, we might hold it, depending on the threat level. Okay, are we up against another green-white mirror? No, it's a red-white equipment. In that case, let's just start gaining life, man. We are gonna die. Our deck does not deal with flyers very well, so we will have to remove the Ranger's Hawk. Of course, opponent goes and gets a Paladin class now, but I do think we have a second Cleric. Creatures you control get +1/+1 whenever you attack, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, that's amazing. Yikes. 7-2, you say? To shreds, you say? So... Alright, hear me out. Innkeeper spoils with the treasure onto the cleric. Nah, then we get hit for 9. But dropping Roper doesn't guarantee anything if he draws a removal spell. Alright, I think it's just the Roper. It stops him from attacking with Brunor. You know. The odds are that he draws a land here, hopefully. Of course not. So, we have to block. First strike, you say? To shreds, you say? We could spoils the rust monster. So we're gonna take a big hit from Runor, but you did that in the wrong order, brother. So, Monk would be good to get out, but we're not going to survive another turn unless we threaten a block. I guess Circle of the Moon Druid blocks one more damage, so. If opponent has interaction, or honestly if he even pumps with the Paladin class, we're just gonna lose. So game over. But we'll give ourselves a shot. Not sure what we could possibly draw to help us. Yeah, it's not gonna cut it. Alright, so we're gonna take another loss against red-white aggro equipment with the perfect draw against our kind of stumbly weird hand. That's okay. We're 5-2. That's cool. That's respectable. You know, I'm happy with 5 wins. I think we could get 6, but I'm happy with 5. Interesting. I don't like that we don't have a forest. Obviously, it's our most likely draw, but it's pretty bad if we don't draw forests specifically. This is better. We'll put 1 forest back. Our deck doesn't need too many lands, so we only have we only have a few 4 drops and 5 drops and 1 5, 1 7, so we're happy with this. We'll keep and put forest back so we can keep our good cards. Play Druid class. Hopefully opponent isn't white and doesn't have or doesn't have Dawnbringer Cleric. But I think it's worth the mana efficiency here. Okay. Opponent is Simic. Arcane Investigator, you say. Well, 2/4 blocks that pretty well. And then next turn, Bard makes a pretty sick attack. This is a bit of an oops. I guess I should have played Trell, but I really wanted to do this. I want to get my hit in now before he plays some big thing like this. I think the 3/3 actually has a really cool attack. Yeah, I'm fine with that. This 2/4 blocks everything, and the 4/2 threatens. But the 3/3 is a little awkward when it attacks, like he's just going to block 2/2, 2/3, you know? But it had a cool attack when keeping spoils up, you know? If he had tried to go for the 2/2, 2/3, then it could have gotten both. Alright. Going into the Lost Mine with the Displacer Beast, and he's got a Death Toucher. Crap. That is unfortunate. Not what we wanted to see. I mean, yeah, this is kind of the combo, right? Sure. We'll play the long game. We could contain the Basilisk and attack, but I don't like that. We could go for the land play, but I don't like that either. It's too early. I need my lands. And I also don't need to play 2 lands every turn. So let's just keep up spoils. We'll kill the Death Toucher end of turn if he doesn't play anything better than that. Black. Weird. Weird way to tap. Should have left a green open, but oh, okay. I didn't know that you could do that with Conjurer. That actually makes Conjurer kind of cool. Kind of. Not like super cool, but kind of cool. Do we want to kill Displacer Beast? I think we want to kill the Basilisk before he gets his own spoils. And then, again, I'm not really in a hurry, but I think I will level up the Cleric class now, because its level 5 is pretty good. If I get the Bard back, it kind of pops off, honestly. Opponent's got a lot of mana, though. Alright, that is an unfortunate draw, but it's good to have backup. We could contain the owlbear, but we can also just block it. And now we don't need to save that to get Trell back. So let's just Bard it up. So we're already gaining 1 life. We're going to have a 4/4. Do we just attack with the 4/4 Trell? Because we know we have another one coming up. And is it worth making it a 6/6? Honestly, I think I'm just going to win the long game. Nah, I'm going to go for the attack. Lifelinker's good. So this has a pretty sweet attack. The Moon Druid not so much, but it's a great blocker as a 3/5, so I'm fine with this. opponent's going to be happy to get my Trelisara. And then we're just going to drop another one. Alright, do I want to trade Circle the Moon Druid for Displacer Beast or for two of the other things? Or I guess he can just return the Displacer Beast with displacement. So I'm chilling. Alright, I guess we're not going to win the long game. So next turn, let's just contain whatever he plays. So we're only going to be able to do this once. If we're going to contain... I guess we can't even contain, right? If we contain the Displacer Beast, he's just going to return it to his hand. So let's just make this creature aggressive, I guess. I mean, gaining life is really good for us. So I have better draws. No, I think Shepherd might be a little too slow. I need to attack. If I can get rid of Displacer Beast, that'd be cool. Not gonna happen. I think we do have another Cleric, right? So, Cleric could be good to get rid of the Ray of Frost. Dang, Varus is pretty good. Soul Knife Spy is pretty good as well. I'm a little scared, honestly. And he can keep up the Scion. Alright. So 4/4s. Do 4/4s have good attacks? No, and also I need to block Soul Knife Spy. Uh-oh. Flyers can start to get me down low over time. Scrying 2 as well, pretty good for the opponent. Sees something he likes. Xanathar. Gotta be kidding me. Alright, Minimus Containment off the top. Wow. We just pulled that one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're still in this. We're still in this. I feel like the planes should attack. I don't know if it has good attacks or not, but I feel like it should attack. Alright. That's progress. So yeah, the Arcane Investigator's gonna win in the long game. And that's a bummer, because we have 2 level 3 classes right now. Vecna's gonna win me the game. Okay. Another Scion of Stygia. Yawning Portal. Alright, I can go toe-to-toe with the Investigators if I have Eye of Vecna. Uh-oh. This is not good, though. This basically makes if any of his creatures deal combat damage, then he draws a card. Also, if I block, he gets the card back. So I can't give him back the Stygias, or else he's gonna tap down my planes. Now he Charm Sleeps it. Yikes. Yeah, saw that one coming. That's okay. This is crazy. Opponent's just drawing amazing cards, tons of value, super late game, tons of mana with the conjurers, and just has removal for all my stuff. So normally I wouldn't use it for just the Roper, but because it's the Roper, giving it Vigilance is sweet here. Your opponent only has 5 cards. Maybe we do just block. I think we do block here. Oh. I didn't do the math. Does he have enough? Oh, yeah. We were dead. Alright, so 5-3. Not the worst, not the best, but all in all, I had fun. Hope you had fun as well. Thank you so much for staying till the end. If you do, you're the real one. Hit me up, message me, and we can play Magic sometime. And I'll give you my Discord. Peace out. Love ya.